You wonder why people constantly interrupt you when you speak. You wonder why your opinions are ignored in meetings, why people feel comfortable making subtle jokes at your expense, and why you never seem to command the respect you know you actually deserve. You convince yourself that the world is just unfair, or that people are naturally rude. You tell yourself that you are just a nice person surrounded by toxic individuals. You are lying to yourself. The brutal, clinical truth is that the world is not picking on you randomly. You are actively, biologically volunteering to be disrespected. Without saying a single word, your nervous system is leaking signals of absolute submission. You are broadcasting your insecurities through your posture, your eyes, and your micro-movements. In the evolutionary hierarchy of human interaction, there are predators and there are prey. And right now, your body language is screaming that you are prey. In the next few minutes, we are going to break down the dark psychology and evolutionary biology of social dominance. You are going to learn the 5 subconscious body language leaks that instantly mark you as a weak target to narcissists, manipulators, and everyone else in the room. You will understand the biological mechanics of the nervous smile, the submissive gaze, and the validation nod. While the massive majority of people walk around completely blind to the silent hierarchy happening around them, wondering why they are always at the bottom of the social ladder, you are going to learn how to rewrite your biological code. You will stop projecting weakness. You will stop inviting disrespect. You will learn the silent language of absolute power and become completely untouchable. Rewind this next part if you have to, because this fundamental law of human nature governs every interaction you will ever have. Before we look at the specific mistakes you are making, you must understand how predators see the world. Human beings are apex predators. Our brains evolved over millions of years in brutal, hierarchical tribal environments. In those environments, challenging the wrong person meant physical death. To survive, our primal brains developed an incredibly sophisticated radar system to instantly calculate the power dynamics of any room we enter. We are biologically wired to scan other humans and immediately assess their status, their confidence, and their threat level. Manipulators, sociopaths, and highly dominant individuals have refined this radar to an art form. When they walk into a room, they do not see equals. They see a social ladder. They look for the strongest person to respect, and they look for the weakest person to dominate. They do not test strong people, because testing strong people requires massive energy and carries high risk. Instead, they look for the path of least resistance. They look for the person whose biology is already apologizing for existing. They look for the person who preemptively shrinks, who avoids eye contact, and who displays signs of high cortisol and low testosterone. Once their primal brain tags you as weak, their behavior toward you changes instantly. They will talk over you. They will dismiss your ideas. They will cross your boundaries simply because their biology tells them that you will not fight back. You cannot demand respect with your words if your body is begging for mercy. Stop right here and write this down. This first leak is the most common reason you are ignored. Let us examine the first devastating signal of weakness, the apologetic shrink. Space is the ultimate physical manifestation of power. Throughout the entire animal kingdom, from silverback gorillas to lobsters, alpha dominance is displayed by physical expansion. When a creature feels powerful, its brain floods with serotonin and testosterone, causing its posture to open. The chest expands, the shoulders roll back, and the chin lifts. The creature claims as much territory as possible. Conversely, when a creature feels fear, anxiety, or low status, its brain floods with cortisol, the stress hormone. The biological response is to physically shrink. The shoulders roll inward to protect the vital organs in the chest. The neck disappears to protect the jugular. The limbs pull tightly to the core to avoid taking up space. You are doing this every single day without realizing it. When you walk into a crowded room, a networking event, or a party, watch what happens to your shoulders. If you feel intimidated, you will naturally round your shoulders forward. You will cross your arms tightly over your stomach. You will sit on the very edge of your chair instead of leaning back into it. You will keep your elbows glued to your ribs. You are subconsciously attempting to make yourself as small and invisible as possible. This is an evolutionary defense mechanism designed to tell the alpha predators, "I am not a threat, please ignore me." and the world listens. They will ignore you. They will pass over you for the promotion. They will look past you in social settings. If you want to command respect, you must override this biological impulse. You must force your body to take up space, claim the armrests on the chair. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, roll your shoulders back and expose your chest. Force the world to navigate around you instead of constantly shrinking to accommodate them. Here is where your desire to be a nice person is actively destroying your social value. The second massive body language leak is the primal fear grimace, commonly known in modern society as the nervous smile. You have been conditioned to believe that smiling makes you likable. You think that if you smile warmly, people will treat you well. This is a catastrophic misinterpretation of human biology. In the study of primatology, baring the teeth in a wide, tense smile is not a sign of happiness. It is a fear grimace. It is a submissive signal used by lower-ranking chimpanzees to appease the aggressive alphas. It communicates, "I submit to your authority. Please do not hurt me." You use the exact same fear grimace when you are uncomfortable. Pay close attention to what you do when someone subtly disrespects you, when a conversation gets awkward, or when someone makes a passive-aggressive joke at your expense. If you are like most people, you laugh nervously. You flash a quick, tight smile. You try to smooth over the tension by manufacturing warmth. This is social suicide. When a manipulator tests your boundaries with a disrespectful comment, and your immediate reaction is to smile and laugh it off, you have just handed them total dominance. You have signaled to their primal brain that you are submissive and that they can treat you however they want without any consequences. The elite, the truly untouchable individuals, do not smile when they are uncomfortable. They do not laugh at jokes that disrespect them. They hold a dead, neutral expression. When someone tests your boundaries, the most terrifying and powerful response is absolute physical stillness. Let your face go completely blank. Do not break eye contact. Do not frown in anger, because anger shows they affected you. Just give them a cold, emotionless stare. The tension in the room will skyrocket, and their primal brain will immediately realize they have made a severe miscalculation. They will back down, because your lack of a fear grimace proves that you do not fear them. Prepare yourself for this next concept. Your eyes are betraying your weakness every time you speak. The third leak is the danger of the broken gaze. Eye contact is the most intense form of nonverbal communication humans possess. It is a direct challenge, a measure of truth, and the ultimate test of dominance. When two people make eye contact, a subconscious battle of wills begins. The person who looks away first is biologically conceding the interaction. But it is not just about who breaks eye contact. It is about how you break it. This is a nuance that separates the prey from the powerful. When you feel intimidated by someone, when you feel insecure, or when you feel like you are losing the social dynamic, your biological instinct is to break eye contact and look down at the floor. Looking down is the ultimate physical expression of submission. When you look down, you bow your head, exposing the back of your neck. In the wild, exposing the neck to a predator is an act of total surrender. When you drop your gaze to the floor during a conversation, you are telling the other person that they are fundamentally superior to you. You are handing them the crown. If you must break eye contact, because staring unblinking can be perceived as psychopathic or unnecessarily aggressive, you must never look down. You break eye contact horizontally. You look to the left or to the right, keeping your chin parallel to the floor. Keeping your head level maintains your status. It communicates that you are choosing to look away, to process a thought, not that you are being forced to look away by their dominance. Never bow your head to anyone in a social interaction. Hold the horizon. Maintain your level. Watch out for this exact behavior. You are doing it to please them, and they are secretly losing respect for you. The fourth leak is the validation nod. Empathy and active listening are valuable skills, but weak people corrupt these skills into a tool of desperate appeasement. When a person with high social status is speaking, watch the behavior of the weaker people around them. The weak individuals will nod their heads continuously, rapidly, and excessively. They will nod at every single sentence. Yes, exactly. Wow. They are not nodding because they agree. They are nodding because they are desperate for the speaker's approval. They want the speaker to know they are listening. They want to be validated by the alpha in the room. This rapid, excessive nodding is the physical equivalent of begging for scraps. It shows a desperate need to be liked. A person operating from a position of true power does not need to constantly validate the person speaking to them. They do not nod like a bobblehead doll. They hold physical stillness. When someone is speaking to you, listen intently, hold strong eye contact, but keep your head completely still. When they make a profound point, you can offer one slow, deliberate nod. One single nod carries the weight of true agreement. 50 rapid nods carry the weight of a desperate subordinate. Stop giving your physical validation away for free. Make them earn your agreement. Stillness projects authority. Frantic movement projects anxiety. Write this down right now. Burn it into your memory. Time is the ultimate currency of power. This brings us to the fifth and final leak: time, pacing, and social power. How fast you move and how fast you speak is a direct reflection of your perceived status in the world. High-status individuals, CEOs, leaders, alpha predators operate on their own timeline. They do not rush. They do not scramble. They walk slowly, with deliberate purpose. When they speak, they use pauses. They allow silence to hang in the air because they are absolutely confident that the room will wait for them. They know their time is the most valuable asset in the room, and they behave accordingly. Weak individuals operate on everyone else's timeline. Their biology is drenched in cortisol, putting them in a constant state of low-level panic. They walk too fast, rushing from point A to point B, as if they are apologizing for taking up space in the hallway. When they speak, they talk incredibly fast, rushing to get their words out before someone interrupts them. They use filler words, like basically, to fill the silence because they are terrified of dead air. Speaking too fast is a subconscious signal that says, I know my words are not valuable, so I will get them out of the way quickly to avoid wasting your time. If you want to completely alter how the world perceives you, you must ruthlessly control your pacing. Slow down your physical movements by 20%. When you reach for a glass of water, do it smoothly, not sharply. When you walk into a room, do not rush to find a corner. Walk deliberately, and most importantly, slow down your speech. Lower the register of your voice. When someone asks you a question, do not answer immediately in a desperate attempt to please them. Take 2 full seconds of complete silence. Look them in the eye. Process the question, and then speak. That 2-second pause demonstrates absolute neurobiological control. It shows that you are not intimidated by the pressure of the conversation and that you dictate the rhythm of the interaction. You no longer have an excuse to be treated like prey. You now possess the biological blueprint of human dominance. While others continue to walk through life with rolled shoulders, nervous smiles, and frantic movements, wondering why they are constantly used and disrespected by everyone around them, you will operate with lethal, calculated precision. You will claim your physical space. You will hold the dead neutral stare of the observer. You will maintain the horizontal gaze, and you will dictate the pace of every room you enter. That is not arrogance. That is the fundamental law of survival. That is the silent superpower that separates the rulers from the ruled. Subscribe to join the minority who refuse to be submissive. Check the links in the description to arm your mind with advanced psychological frameworks. Stop broadcasting your weakness to the predators. Start demanding respect with your silence.